Law of torts, one of the first year subject for law students. We will quickly see the meaning of the tort and some of the basic features. Meaning of tort in English is a civil wrong. So there are two types of wrongs, civil wrong and criminal wrong. Wrong is against the complete society and the civil wrong is against a particular individual. So when we study the tort and criminal law, we have to make this difference between civil wrong and criminal law. What is the tort law? So as we discussed in the previous slide, it's the harm to a individual. A harm has been resulted as a wrongful act of one other person, which due to this wrongful act, the plaintiff means the person who is suffered the loss can claim damages. Damages means the compensation. Usually it will be in a pecuniary terms. Pecuniary means something which can be expressed in a monetary terms. So when we study the tort law, we have to understand some basic terms. Damages means the compensation. Damage means the harm. So please understand the difference between damages and damage. Civil action and criminal action. Civil wrong and criminal law. So other term is the plaintiff, the person who is filing a suit to get the compensation is the plaintiff, and the defendant who has done the wrongful act is called the defendant, is also called tortfeasor. So this chart describes the basic components of the tort. One is the fault and a wrongful act and damage. These three components has to be part of the tort. So as we study previous slides, tort and crime can be differentiated in terms of nature of wrong, parties involved, legal proceeding and purpose. Nature of wrong, for a tort it is a civil wrong against an individual. For in a crime it is against the complete society. So parties involved in civil wrong it is plaintiff and defendant. In criminal terms it is complainant and accused. Legal proceeding, one is criminal proceeding for the criminal law wrong, civil wrong is a civil proceeding. Purpose is to, for a criminal wrong it is to punish the accused. In civil wrong it is only to get the compensation in terms of damages. Three components must be satisfied in order to for a tort action. Defendant has a legal duty to act in a given way towards the plaintiff. The defendant breached that duty directly to the plaintiff. The plaintiff suffered injury or harm as a direct result of the defendant's wrongful act. The tort action is usually instituted by a plaintiff who is most often a person or an entity such as business against a defendant who is a person or a given entity such as corporation or for the wrongful act caused. This slide can be well explained by a example. So, for example, a doctor has a legal duty to take care of his patient. So, if the doctor is deliberately violating that duty, the patient can claim the compensation. So that if due to deliberate negligence of a doctor, patient has suffered some damage, patient has the right to claim the damages. For that, a civil action can be instituted. So whatever we have studied, we can just answer in a question and answer form. This will be very useful in exams. Define and purpose of tort. What is a tort? How does it differ from a crime? This is the basic questions we can expect in the exams. What are the primary objectives of law of tort? Type of tort. Different type of tort are intentional tort. That is assault, battery, false, imprisonment, trespass. This will be we will be understanding in the subsequent classes. Negligence, as I explained in the case of doctor. Strict liability, that also we will understand in the coming classes. So that answer for the previous question, what is a tort and how it differ from the crime? A civil wrong case loss or harm resulting in legal liability to a person who commit the tortious act. Example, negligence, defamation, trespass. Different from crime, we have already studied is nature, legal proceedings, outcome, and one of the other question is what is the primary objective of tort law? That is get the compensation in terms of monetary terms. That is the for a criminal law, it is main purpose is to punish the accused. So other you can also you can go through it.